Yeah, what's up, bros? It's your boy Showtimedr. Late on this video because they delayed the patch notes, and right when they released it, I was 15 minutes away from having to leave for work. So, anyways, let's get into it here. Guild Wars have arrived. Blah, 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 blah. I'm torn on Guild Wars because, as a guild leader in multiple gacha games, I noticed that if you're more of, say, a casual or semi-casual guild, our guild in particular, we're like semi-casual, you know, you got that certain subset of people that's like, oh my god, I gotta join one of the super elite guilds, oh my god, and, you know, harder to keep people around. Even if you're in like the upper 20% or so, they're like, I gotta be in the top 2%, so just the way it goes, dealing with that in this game now, too. Let's see here. Participation requirements. Guild level 6 or higher. Guild must have at least 20 members. On global, it's 10 UCT. And it says the rewards can be claimed until the next Guild War. So, kind of interesting there. So the process, I'll just go through the process because I've actually seen it in the game. Essentially, you set up defense teams, 2 defensive teams, 2 offensive teams. They consist of 3 people, and there's a round 1 and a round 2. So, pretty much it. So let's see here. Base positions. The guild captain can place defensive teams once more than 20 defensive teams have been formed. Guilds must meet the following requirements. At least 20 defensive teams. There must be a defensive team positioned in the stronghold. Players may choose to post their defensive teams in defensive towers in each respective fortress. So there you go. So, they kind of like... it's funny how complicated in quotes this is to explain. It's not really a complicated process, it's just, you know, there's so much of it. So they feel like they have to do everything. One thing I did not get, because I remember on their Facebook, they actually made a whole separate thing of, do you want to stay updated on the progress of Guild Wars? Come over here and we'll give you, you know, Covenant tokens and Sky Stones and whatever else. And I was like, you guys got most of everyone's data already. Why do you want them to stay updated on Guild War? And as far as I remember I signed up for that. They didn't even send anything out. Yeah. At least I didn't get it. Guild War will be displayed periodically in the lobby. Well, I'm guessing by now most of you guys know how Guild Wars works, so I'm going to skip over the majority of it. A crest issued by Ezra or Terranor, the owner of this crest is granted the authority to mobilize soldiers in mock battle. Oh, y'all get it. Just basically destroy things till you can attack the stronghold. Then kill the stronghold and you win if you're the offensive team, or you hold it, you win if you're the defensive team. And then you get the whole Mystic Metal thing that allows you to do yet another summon process. So hopefully now the good part about this, hopefully now, I mean, they're going to have to maintain Guild Wars, and it'll probably be like Raid, to where they basically have to patch it every week because there's some little thing, or they got something up their butt about the way it works, so they got to change it around like they did with Raid. But hopefully they'll take the majority of the focus off of this and start focusing on some of the issues with the game in the long term. We got, I'll give you guys an epic creators update later as far as the stuff I've experienced in there and what I've seen go on, so mostly good, not bad, mostly good. If the guild captain does not place a member's defense team in the building, that member cannot participate in the guild war. Each guild member can battle up to 3 times a day. New Moonlight heroes, Specimen Sez, out of all the names. And Kitty Clarissa. Kitty Clarissa. Yeah. Yeah, I know how I feel about that, but you furry fans will like that. Because there's nothing about Clarissa that reminds me of a cat. But whatever, maybe it's in the story. The new living weapon, Specimen Sez, is in search of the original Sez and desires to kill him to prove his superiority. In order to reduce complaints about Clarissa's violent personality, researchers turned Clarissa into the lovable kitty Clarissa. The fuck? Okay, sure. Why not? So, let's go into Specimen Sez here. Light Elemental, that's funny. Another thief in Thief Mania that can deal huge amounts of damage as long as certain conditions are met. If Light Storm is used after stunning the target with an ally's assistance, Specimen Sez can penetrate the target's defense by 100% and inflict extensive damage. In order to inflict huge AoE damage, utilize Evil Claw Soulburn effect. Dreamy Iron Mace. Attacks with an Iron Mace with a 35% chance to stun the enemy for a turn. Evil Claws, 3-turn cooldown. After awakening, attacks all enemies with Evil Claws, increasing the caster's combat readiness by 50%. That's pretty strong. Light Storm. Attacks the enemy with the Light Storm. If the enemy is stunned, penetrates their defense. Yeah, that's rough. Interesting. Kitty Clarissa. I like how they say, in order to cure her violent personality, but then she still has her mace. Yeah, someone was just into the cat fetish, whatever. Kitty Clarissa is a support warrior who assists and is assisted by allies. She can support your team by using the I'm so cute meow to dispel ally debuffs while granting immunity to herself. Meow, I'm angry is an AoE attack skill that decreases buff durations by 1 turn and distorts the enemy team's attack rhythm. Get away, Meow triggers a dual attack from an ally with the highest attack when Clarissa is buffed, delivering a series of powerful coordinated attacks. Interesting. Attacks with a Morning Star on her 1, Get away, Meow. Damage dealt increases proportional to caster's max health. If the caster is granted Loveliness... What? I don't remember seeing that. Triggers dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. Oh, that's cool. Meow, I'm angry. After awakening, attacks all enemies with a Morning Star while raging with a 60% chance to decrease buff duration by 1 and make them unhealable for 2 turns. If the caster is granted Loveliness, effect chance increases by 20%. I'm so cute, Meow. Wiggles tail cutely, decreasing debuff duration of all allies by 2 turns, and granting the caster immunity and Loveliness for 3 turns on a 6-turn cooldown. Well, what can you really say about that? Hunt updates in Stage 11. Hunt difficulty and item drops have been improved, and Hunt Stage 11 has been added. Challenge the new Hunt boss and receive great rewards. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about the new Hunt. For most of them, I'm still stuck on Hunt 10. But I can do Water Hunt 11 if I want, but I probably won't right now. The defense and health of all monsters from the first battle in Hunt has been decreased by 20%. First battles with 3 or more monsters from Stage 7 or higher now feature only 2 monsters. Golem's Hunt Mossy Tetsudo's skill, Shell Spin, has been updated. Let's see here. Attacks all enemies by spinning with their shell. 75% chance to make them unhealable for 2 turns. Versus decreases attack for 1 turn. And granting defense buff. Okay, so they basically nerf their HP. While making us unhealable for 2 turns. Item drop improvement. The amount of gold and materials dropped has increased. Players now have a chance to obtain accessories on Hunt. That's good. Skystone, Covenant Bookbards, Mystic Metals, and Power of Knowledge have also been added to Hunt item drops. That's, well, I guess that's okay. It's just like when you start adding, you say that drops have improved, but then you start adding a ton of stuff to the drops, then it's just like, well, we'll see. More energy is now consumed for Hunt stages. Yep, that's all the same. So let's see if they actually improve the accessory minimums, because the minimums were actually pretty dumb. Alright, yeah, stage 11, you get minimum 75, 70 to 85 rather, that's good. I guess that's okay. Although, like, at this point, like right here, why would I even run stage 10? I'll just run stage 9. Level 85 materials, it's like, you know they're not gonna drop every time. You might as well just get it done faster, less energy. Hazel specialty chains, mascot Hazel. I've seen there's people in my Discord that already have the new Hazel. Let's see here. Specialty change via skill tree. Don't know what the fuck that move is. But okay. Alright, so encourages allies by increasing the attack of the target and ally for a turn. And recovers health of all allies. If the target is a fire elemental hero, increases attack greater for 1 turn. This effect will only be applied for 1 ally. Amount recovered increases proportional to the target's max health and the caster's attack. So y'all should know how to specialty change by now. I won't go over that. Flash Catalyst. 500 magic is pretty easy. Hunt 150 times is easy. Yeah, that's actually pretty easy. Not sure about these, but I have to go look at my inventory when I get in the game later. Skill tree, you don't know how that works, so let's see. Increase health by 20%, speed. Effectiveness of all firemental allies by 10, that's pretty good. Attack of all firemental allies by a maximum of 10%. Healing of urgent regen increases on targets with less than 50% health. Caster's combat readiness, continuous healing, increases unhealable debuff effect. Chance, okay. I was like, oh, how do you increase that? Make it so that when they heal themselves, they actually damage themselves. Recover health proportional to damage dealt after using Book of Fire, maximum of 5%. A chatting function has been added for the 2% of you in the game that actually wanted that. Yay! Now I can go and see trolls. They have some sample fake text. Oh god, they had to add more freaking summon text. Because we didn't have enough of that already. In guild chatting, you can check your guild notice and talk to your fellow guild members. Players can also ignore users by tapping on the rep hero and tapping ignore. Ignoring a player will stop their messages from appearing for 24 hours. Mystic summons are now available, providing a rotating pool of heroes and artifacts available to summon. If you get a hero, see a hero, or artifact you want from that summoning pool, don't miss it. That's from the Guild War currency, I believe. Yep. Friendship Summon improvements. 2-star penguins and mega phantasms can now be obtained from your friendship summons. Try using your friendship points to get them to strengthen your heroes. Other improvements and bug fixes. Skills levels no longer display on bottles of knowledge and artifact charms. The max skill level on artifact now displays on the enhanced window. That's cool. I like that. The amount of times energy can be purchased from conquest points in the shop has been increased from 1 to 3. That's decent. When deciding who to target, AI no longer takes the order in which the heroes were obtained into consideration, and instead the target is chosen randomly. That's weird. I didn't even know it took that into consideration. Time for the good old labyrinth changes. Let's see. Well, whatever. Basically, it looks like they buffed it. Yep, and that's pretty much it, guys, so... I'll be coming out with... I'll do some guides on the new heroes, as well as... Well, I guess I could just roll into this video. So I know you guys... In fact, let me pull it up so I can tell you guys. The whole Epic Creators thing. So what happened is they gave us a kind of like a private Discord, I guess you would say, where it's just us and the... us being the Epic Creators as well as the community managers. I don't know, they might have snuck in one of the developers or two, but if they have, they're being pretty... you know, pretty quiet for the most part. So, I'll tell you about all the stuff that we've done so far. So they came out on Monday. In fact, well, I guess I shouldn't read it word for word. I'll just go over exactly what they told us. So on Monday, actually I think it came out a couple days later, Tuesday or Wednesday. They basically said that, as far as the agreement, they're not limiting us at all on what we can publish, so we can be as positive or negative as we want, apparently. And... but they would like us to go over, like, some of the new features and, you know, new characters, etc. They're soliciting suggestions from us, which is really good. So if you got something up your butt, whatever, not to be disrespectful at all, but, you know, something that you really want discussed, go ahead and hit up one of us 10, whether it's Swap, Scion, Mango, Demon, Joys, all those people. And, you know, if they think it's important enough, they'll bring it up. But let me see here. Here's kind of what they told us. Let's see. We love all the content you've made. We appreciate everything you've done for the community. Program exists to support your work, and likewise, we will not be telling you what kind of content to make or attempt to control it in any ways, which is good. At times, we may ask you to share certain information with your viewers, but it's your course to decide what you want to do. And they just want us to be PG-13, so it's fairly easy enough. And let's see what else. I guess that's it for most of the official stuff, so... that's pretty cool. Mango, for whatever reason, Mango 7, he's like really, like 80% of what he says has to do with voice actors. Like, who's the voice actor for this person? Who's the voice actor? And that's pretty much all he talks about, which, it's funny. I think it's funny, so whatever. And everyone else, they're just kind of... we're chatting about, like, miscellaneous stuff. But, as far as the stuff we are trying to get done... hold on, let me go to that tab. I'll tell you exactly who's actually trying to feed stuff back. I won't mention who isn't. Because, you know, they might be doing private messages or something else. Alright, so the very first person to bring up a suggestion was Demon Kim. Demon Kim basically talked about energy costs as far as when you recharge with the crystals. It's 30 crystals for 60, or wait, what is it? 30 crystals for 60 energy. He's basically floating to see if there's an increased crystal cost we can do for full energy. And so I was next. I basically said I agree with him, and then I linked the most upvoted comment from my video when I announced to you guys that I was Epic Creator, and most upvoted comment was Kukama Boongaboo. That guy cracks me up. Anyways, but so his comment was mostly about the gear system and gold, how the gear system kind of restricts, and overall most of the systems for upgrading the characters restrict testing out new characters, because sometimes it would be nice to say, if you got, say, a Sez, but you want to check and see how, I don't know, Violet, we'll take for example, would perform in Sez's gear. Well, that's going to cost you a whole lot of gold, and then not to mention... you can't really test Violet versus Sez, because most likely your Sez is going to be Molagora'd up, and have his skills near max, and etc. Just overall optimized for his role on the team. Then when you stick Violet in, well, you can't really test Violet until you get all of his Molagora's up for the cooldown reduction, the damage increases, and the extra effect chances, etc. And then so it's like, well... but you don't know if you really want to invest in that character. So what's the point of investing all the Molagora and stuff And then same thing with the gold cost, so... And then it ended with, would they consider unequipping gear, either some type of way to do it for free on a limited basis or forever, or at least tweak the cost so that they're a lot lower, actually. I would say at least 50%. And then Zell. Zell's first language is in English, but he or she, I'm not sure, seems like a really cool person. They basically agreed with that point. And then Scion threw down after that with about like a 5 or 6 paragraph comment, mostly on gold. He went over how gold basically is an excuse some people are going to use to quit the game, which, you know, of course. And then it's hard for us as YouTubers to show lots of things because we're going to go flat broke trying to show everything that a new character can do. And they just went over some ways that he thought it would be addressed and it didn't work. And we've actually had one thing added since I last saw someone named Fooch. Not sure who Fooch is, but... Hold on, let me read it, because I don't want to read it word for word. I want to... Okay, so he's basically saying he's seen many great games close because of systems similar that are in Epic 7. Out of the 30 people that started playing Epic 7 with him, only 4 continue and the rest gave up. He has new players that play with him, but some of them gave up as well. I assume he means from his guild, but maybe not. Or her guild. He thinks that there should be better ways to reward the players with summons. He spent 10,000 Sky Stones and did not get Violet. And when he does the Moonlight summons, 3 times he got Gunther. Very frustrating. So he's basically saying to improve the summon system, and that was posted last night. He or she. And that's pretty much it. We haven't gotten... Because these are suggestions, so there's no onus per se of, you know, the devs or the community managers have to address us point by point. But this is all stuff that we're bringing to the table right now. And anyone that I did not name, they're either waiting for their time or they're just haven't done it, not interested. Pick your poison there. But, and you know, that honestly, that's fine because if I were just me in general, not even everyone else, if I were to hit them with everything that I think it could be changed, etc., we would get nothing done because there would just be too much to go through. It'd be like the government. Like, we got a terabyte worth of data here for you to review, and everyone's eyes are just glazing over. But I just wanted to let you guys know, those are the guys that are, the ladies and gents that are doing stuff in the chat, and everyone else. You know, I mean, it's a content creation program, so it's not a suggestion creation program per se, but I would like to see more active people doing it personally. That's just me. But anyways, guys, so I'm gonna go make some more videos today. Hopefully, I got lots of farm to do on E7, lots of farm to do on Langrisser, so my day's pretty much spoken for. Gotta go back to work tomorrow early. Anyways, guys, so that's it for me. So, yo, I'm Showtime Doctor, Showtime DR. Apparently, I'm partially sick. You found my YouTube, hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Also, check the title info, link to my Discord, link to my Twitch. You should know what both of those are all about. And I'll see you guys later on today. Have a good day. Peace.